good morning, but good evening, good evening. It certainly is a blessing to be in God's house once more again. I just want to say a blessing to each and every one of you. I wanted to give this brief message about relationships. And I feel as though, as people, we put ourselves in certain situations that we no longer need to be in. And don't be no fool when love really don't love you. Here's why. Because if you be that type of person as a fool, you don't understand that, okay, you could be doing all you can for this person, but it doesn't mean this person loves you back. Because in those points, why are you really loving this person? They don't love you back. In other words, don't be no fool when love really don't love you. Because necessarily you might not be in love with that person, but that person may say they're in love with you. See, you got to understand that when you don't understand what you're going through, you got to know that your love is depicted on how you move and how you flow. And as an individual, you want to be a person that understands that love is something that should be from the heart. And when you love a person, you want to be for real about it. You don't want to just be playing with their arm saying, "Oh, I love you," but you don't mean what you say. So I want to leave you with this right here. When you think about love, intimacy, people getting intimate with one another saying, "Well, I love them and I love that." Real love comes from God, but it also is a way that you go about explaining that love, because the love you once thought you knew may not be the love you once thought you had, because the love you thought you had was not really what you wanted, because you said, "Lord, I want this," but you was not ready to receive that. And as a person, we have oftentimes bit off more than we could chew. And as us doing that, once we bite off more than we could chew, we don't know where to go, because you have different types of love that people can give. It can be toxic love. It can be love that is not good. It can be any kind of love that you think that is not a love worth understanding, because you have not fully understood the love that flows within your heart. Because each and every day you go forth to do something, you have to know the changes that come about, the love that has for you. So when you think about it, love is a word that describes action. And I want to share this with you. When you think about love, you think about the understanding, the perplexity of how it can hurt you, but sometimes knock you down when you least expect it, because you don't know that in relationships, you can also have the center and engage where it says you can also be where you can be in love with the wrong person, not even know it, because this person may not be loving you back. You have relationship types and issues. So you also have, like, well, you have learning. So my learning objectives, I want you to understand, what role do friends play across adulthood? So what roles do people play across adulthood? You have people that say, okay, we started off as childhood friends, we grew up together, we gonna talk and all of this, but then all of a sudden, people grow up and they change. The people you really thought you was in love with was the ones you gave your wrong time and person and self to. Even whether it was giving your virginity to them, giving them what they want, and you just being that person. But then you had to realize that when you got heartbroken, you did not expect it. So what is characteristics of love and relationships? How do they vary across cultures? What are abundance relationships? What characterizes elder abuse, neglect, and exploitation? When you think about that, love is something that we don't understand what it is, because we have not fully embodied that in Christ. And the Bible tells us that love is patient, love is kind, love does not hurt, it should not envy one another. But we as people don't understand that, because the love you once thought you had may not be the love you once thought you knew. Because you got to think about it, you got friendships in adulthood, you got all of that that happens and takes place. All of this stuff that I'm talking about take place because it got stages in a process. And each process have a stage to follow. So let me talk about detachment and attaching with soul ties right quick. So if I'm attached to this person, I'm obsessed with this person. I'm just saying like we gotta be everywhere. We going we're together. We doing this and that. It's telling me that okay, I gotta make a change about my love life to say that well, I gotta really fix my life and really get on track with the love I once thought I had because the love I once thought I had was not the love I had because I didn't necessarily need that love because that love that I had was not necessarily needable because at the end of the day it showed me that the love you thought you had was the love you thought that was wrong because it was wrong. When you're looking for love, it's something that is kind, but it's something that you take for granted as sometimes people, but you necessarily don't understand it until you have to go through it. And when you go through love, it's like, well, am I really being the person you called me to be when it comes to loving that person? Are you loving the woman that you're really with? Are you happy with the woman that you laying beside every night? Are you happy with the man that you laying beside every night? See, that goes to show you your love plays a large role in your life and who you are because if you did not have that father figure growing up, you're going to go out there looking for love and those people. And when those people hurt you, you're going to be asking, why did I get hurt? The reason you got hurt because you went and looked for love in the wrong place. And when you look for love in the wrong place, you exploited that and you did not understand that with the exploitment of that, I got myself into the situation I once was in because I did not know the changes of a real love from a love that sprung about in a new beginning. And when a new beginning and changes come about, I knew that love is a 5 and 4 letter word that describes more than just love, but breaks it down to define the multiple meanings that it holds and it has because it varies from person to person and culture to culture because love is something that we don't expect to be like this here. But love is a word that describes us as individuals, but also it propels us to love with what God wants us to do. And a lot of times we have to know the changes that we're taking through. And you have to know that you may have been married or divorced. You still got to know that love can sometimes hurt you or sometimes break you. The question is, what will you let love do for you? Will you let it hurt you or break you or make you? Or will you be the person to say, decide, I'm not going to be part of the past I used to be? Like, if you still stuck on your ex, if you still saying, oh, I still got ties to this person, you got to let that go because those ties you once had are not the ties you needed because if this person really loved you, they would not have hurted you. See, people don't understand love until it's gone, but also you can say love until it's thrown away. Because when love is thrown away, it's more so saying, I want to be with this person, but I don't know this person. It's more so saying, I want to give my love to them, but I don't know if they're going to hurt me. See, you could be saying all those things, but when you get the real love in your life, when a real love come in your life, you learn about, okay, I used to do this, I used to do that. But you hit the traffic jam in your life where you be like, okay, I'm old enough to know and realize that when I hit the traffic jam of life, I became a person that realized that the love I thought I had and I thought I knew was different because the love I realized that it changed me and shaped me into a better man because the love that I thought I had as the other man I used to be, that love was used for lust and deceitfulness and just to fill a void and just go do things you normally do. Sometimes you can have sex with somebody just to have sex with them and just have a one night stand and have an encounter. But when you necessarily have that as an individual, it tells you not to do that. So that's why it's important that when you love or when you're looking for love, you should embody Christ and have the fruits of love that should tell you where to go. And if somebody want to walk out your life, let them go. Don't hold on to them because everybody that come in your life is like the category of a tree. They either gonna stay in your life or they're gonna leave to go. But if they stay in your life, you know they're meant for you. If they're not meant for you, they're gonna leave your life because everybody that come in your life is not meant for you to be in a relationship with, you know. It's always saying there's a reason and a season for everything, but you gotta be able to understand that the love you once thought you had and you thought you knew was not there, because obviously if it was, you would not have done what you did, or he would not have done what he did. See, it goes to show you, like cheating on a person, lying on a person, going behind somebody else's back, taking that person leftovers, or effing on another person, or just really overall being low down and dirty is another thing at hand that can really get you hurt too, because you don't understand that, okay, why am I in the process hurting this person when they turn back around, I'm getting hurt in the process because I'm not really fully understanding my potential as a love that I want to give to that particular person. And it's okay if you don't understand. All people don't understand. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you really want love for you, start with you, manifest and grow yourself. And I wanted to say that because God told me to say that to you all. And God bless you all.
Chat option. Chat. Scat. Hunt. Eight. Glam. Dream. Dan. Bubble. Dawn. Nuance. Glut. Pop. Blood. Beat. Note. Button. Learn more. 0. Live. Finish. But. Alert. Can't end. But.